Did you know poor cardiovascular health is a bigger risk to your health than smoking? We all know smoking's bad, but skipping cardio, that's optional. Make it make sense. But how do you incorporate cardio if you're already lifting? I'm strength and mobility coach Leanne, here to help you feel powerful in your body. In this video, I'm going to cover how to incorporate cardio with your current strength routine without it taking over your life. So if that's something you're into, stick around. Yep, studies show that having bad cardio fitness is one of the biggest risks to your health, and yet we treat it like an optional side quest instead of a literal survival skill. But here's the good news. You don't need to become a marathon runner in order to fix this. You just need a plan. So here's 3 tips to make it easy in your life, incorporating it into your strength routine. First things first, the best type of cardio is the one that you actually do consistently. Yes, consistency matters way more than the actual activity you choose. So choose something that you at least don't hate or can learn to love. I live in a great area for trail running, so that's my personal choice because I get to connect with nature while I'm getting my cardio in. But maybe you prefer running on a treadmill, or rowing, or rucking, or cycling, or swimming. All that matters is it's something that you are most likely to do consistently. Anything that gets your heart rate up and that you have easy access to in your neighborhood. The lower the barrier it is for you to actually be able to do it, say a really short drive time to it, the more likely you're going to actually stick to it in the long run. Now let's talk about the most important type of cardio for longevity, and that is Zone 2 training. Zone 2 cardio is that long, steady state cardio where you could still hold a conversation, but you feel like you're working. Imagine it if you were to get a phone call while you're doing your cardio. You could answer that phone call and you could speak, but it would be difficult to speak. If that's the state that you're in, then you're in about Zone 2 cardio. Zone 2 cardio is your base. Your heart is a muscle, and we need to train it like one. And I already know you lift because you're watching this video. And if you're gonna go in and train squats, you wanna get really strong at squats. You're not gonna go in and do sets of 1s and 2s on repeat, right? You're gonna go in and do sets of 6s, 8s, and 10s because that's what creates hypertrophy in your muscles. Now your heart is the exact same way. If we want to create hypertrophy in your heart and make your heart muscle stronger, we need to do steady state cardio, which is Zone 2. That is that longer duration, but lower intensity. It's like your high rep work when you're lifting, but for your heart. So how do you implement Zone 2 into your life? If you start with just 1 to 2 hours a week of Zone 2, it makes an incredible difference. Even just starting with 2 separate sessions of 30 minutes each can start to create a really strong base. Do your Zone 2 at moderate intensity. You should be able to talk, but not sing. I personally like to incorporate my Zone 2 on days that I'm not lifting, but since it is lower or moderate intensity, you absolutely can do it on the same day as lifting if you need to fit it in to a certain schedule. Again, the most important thing is just that you get it done. So when are you most likely to be able to do it? Is it after an upper body workout and just leave the gym and get on the road? Jump on the treadmill or even jump on a rowing machine after doing a squat workout? Any of that is fantastic and will do you so much good. Just put a little bit of thought into when are you most likely to stay consistent with it? Because remember, the most important thing is reducing the barriers. All right, let's turn up the heat. If Zone 2 training is your foundation, VO2 max is your power booster. This is your high intensity cardio, meaning short bursts of max effort followed by recovery. VO2 max is your body's ability to pull in oxygen and reuse it as energy. So if you want a low resting heart rate and a body that can produce energy quickly, you need VO2 max training. So how do you implement VO2 max work? You only need to do it 1 to 2 times a week. It is short, all out max effort. Think 20 to 60 seconds of effort and then 60 seconds of rest, up to 5 to 10 intervals of that. So thinking hill sprints, rowing, sprinting on a bicycle, or sprinting on the treadmill. Go as hard as you can for 30 seconds, rest for 1 minute, and repeat that 5 to 10 times. Or go as hard as you can for 60 seconds, rest for 60 seconds, and repeat that 4 to 6 times. You need full recovery in between so that you can push that max effort. This is where we build some serious heart strength. It increases your energy, it increases your endurance, and it is key for long-term heart health. So now you know you're gonna find a type of cardio you like, you're gonna do zone 2 training, and you're gonna do VO2 max training. So once you pick the type of cardio that you enjoy, first start adding in your zone 2 training. Like we talked about, since zone 2 is low to moderate intensity, you can choose whether you want to add it in on its own separate day apart from your lifting, or you can actually do it on the same days as your lifting, whatever you're most likely to stick to. VO2 max training I find is much easier for people to add into their week, and that's because it's very quick. It's short bursts. It really doesn't take you much time. I add mine after my upper body training days. VO2 max is a little bit too intense to add onto your lower body training days. It's really going to exhaust your muscles. So I would suggest adding it in after your upper body training days, or if it's more convenient, you can also do it on its own separate day. Like we talked about, even 1 day a week of VO2 max training can make a very big difference. Train your heart like your life depends on it, because, well, it literally does. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to get more content on how to become an absolute powerhouse. And if you're both a lifter and a runner, there's a good chance that you might have experienced some sore knees in your life, so make sure to check out my video on what to do if you experience sore knees.